For those of you viewing around the world, I must confess that I find times such as this very difficult from a broadcasting point of view. How do you utter the words that Hamas terrorists have murdered 40 babies, including the beheading of them? The bodies of young Israeli babies, including some with their heads cut off, have been found by Israeli Defence Force soldiers in southern Israel. The bodies were discovered amongst burnt-out houses, strewn furniture and torched cars. As I said last night, the barbarism and savagery was such that even tough soldiers were brought to tears and sought to comfort one another. We are not showing you those pictures, I can tell you. As a consequence, though, of this savagery, and these are savages, Israeli troops are now going house to house to retrieve civilian bodies in body bags. The Israeli Major General, Itav Veruf, said in a statement on Tuesday, "You see the babies, the mothers, the fathers in their bedrooms, in their protection rooms, and how the terrorists kill them. It's not a war," he said. "It's not a battlefield. It's a massacre. It's a terror activity. It is something I have never seen in my life," he said. "It is not something that should happen in our new history." Well, Israeli forces at least have regained control of villages from Hamas terrorists, which is why soldiers are finding decapitated bodies and families burnt alive. One of the victims included, as you know, a Sydney-born grandmother, Galit Carboni, 66 years of age, the first Australian confirmed to be killed in the massacre. There are 10,000 living Australians in Jerusalem or in Israel, and I know now that the government belatedly has arranged for flights for people out of Israel to come to Australia. But it's a rough scene over there. The death toll has surged, that's in Israel, beyond 1,000, and more deaths are expected. Israel says they've killed 1,500 terrorists in their counter-defences. The question, which I'll address shortly when I speak to the National Public Diplomacy Directorate representative in the office of Prime Minister Netanyahu. She is the most senior official in the Israeli Prime Minister's office, authorised to speak on behalf of him. I'm going to talk to her shortly. But Israelis are being held hostage in Gaza, and now Israel risks a bloodbath if it goes there into Gaza. Now, as I told you last night, Gaza is a densely populated land strip. It's about half the size of Canberra. It could see urban warfare, therefore, on an unparalleled scale. There's a population of a couple of million, densely populated. Hamas has baited the Israeli Defence Force to enter Gaza, where it has been warned, the Israelis have been warned that Hamas is prepared for catastrophic street-by-street fighting using up to 40,000 militants. It said that Hamas over the years, and remember, the people who live there, they hate Hamas. Many of them are Palestinians. And they say they do nothing for us, they won't feed us, they won't do anything, because this is where their money is spent. Over the years, they've built up a network of tunnels, which enables them to move weapons and fighters around the strip. That's the Gaza Strip. And these tunnels, of course, are therefore unseen by Israeli drones that operate in the area. The Israeli Defence Force suspects that militants have an arsenal of weapons in reserve. The Gaza Strip is not even, as I said, half the size of Canberra, but it's got 2.3 million citizens, making it one of the most densely populated cities in the world. The Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has threatened to turn Gaza into a deserted island. The latest reports say that Israel has now secured the Gaza border and is evacuating nearby towns where reportedly the bodies of 1,500 Hamas terrorists have been recovered after days of gruelling battles. As I said, the death toll in Israel has surged above 1,000. Hamas don't care who they kill. They want to destroy Israel. Death toll 1,000. These are the worst attacks in Israel's 75-year history.